There comes a moment in adulthood when you look at your bank account, your responsibilities, and your life and quietly admit something to yourself. Time is moving faster, but your money isn't. You earn, you save, you budget, you plan. You try to be responsible, disciplined, consistent. Yet, the progress you expect never seems to match the effort you're putting in. It almost feels unfair, like money is operating on its own timeline while you're stuck waiting for it to finally reward you. You notice the years passing more quickly than they used to. Birthdays arrive faster, weekends disappear quicker, and somehow the distance between now and your long-term goals feels larger, not smaller. You feel the weight of adulthood settling in your shoulders. The bills, the obligations, the expectations, the quiet fear that maybe you're running out of time to build the life you imagined. You look at friends, co-workers, or people online who seem to be moving forward effortlessly, and you wonder why your own progress feels so delicate, so slow, so fragile. It creates a kind of hidden anxiety, one you don't talk about, one you carry privately because deep down you know you've been trying. You've been doing the best you can with the knowledge you have. And yet something feels off. Something feels missing. Something feels like it's working against you even when you're doing everything right. And here's the truth. Most people never discover. Money doesn't grow slowly because you're doing something wrong. It grows slowly because you were never taught the one principle that makes time work in your favor instead of against you. Nobody taught you how money behaves beneath the surface. The part that has nothing to do with budgets or discipline and everything to do with direction, rhythm, and movement. Most adults are taught how to earn money, how to store money, and how to protect money. But almost no one is taught how to make money move in a way that allows time to multiply it. And until that principle is understood, it will always feel like you're working harder than your money is. But the moment you understand this one idea, everything begins to shift. Because money doesn't respond to how hard you work. It responds to how intentionally it moves. If you're like most people, you've spent years following the script you were taught. Earn steadily, save consistently, avoid unnecessary risks, and stay disciplined. You try to make responsible decisions. You cut back where you can, and you do your best to stay ahead of rising expenses. Yet somehow, you still end up feeling like your progress is moving in slow motion. You watch the calendar flip forward month after month, year after year, while your balance barely shifts in a meaningful way. It creates a strange emotional contrast. Your effort moves quickly, but your results arrive slowly. Your life speeds up, but your wealth doesn't seem to follow. You feel the tension between wanting to build a better financial life and trying not to fall behind on today's obligations. You want to grow, but you also need stability. You want to invest in your future, but you're constantly managing the present. It's a subtle pressure, quiet, persistent, and heavy enough to make you question your path. And after a while, you start asking yourself the same question. Countless adults whisper late at night, "Why does it feel like I'm always trying but never catching up?" You begin to wonder whether you're missing something essential. The truth is, you are, because the answer has nothing to do with intelligence or discipline, and everything to do with how your money actually behaves over time. Before we continue, subscribe so you don't miss our next video, the silent habits that build wealth. Most people think saving is progress. We're told that if you simply set money aside long enough, eventually growth will follow. But saving alone doesn't create movement. Saving is storage, not growth. Storage keeps your money safe, but it doesn't give it direction. And the reason money feels slow is because storage doesn't create momentum. And momentum is what makes wealth accelerate. You can spend years saving, yet feel like you've gone nowhere. Because nothing about storage causes money to multiply. Money doesn't grow simply because you have it. It grows because you give it a path, a purpose, a system to travel through. That system is cash flow. Cash flow is the steady, intentional movement of money towards something that grows. It's not about earning more money. It's about making the money you already earn move with intention, Cash flow is the bridge between effort and results. It is the mechanism that connects today's choices with tomorrow's outcomes. And here's the quiet secret behind it. The moment money begins moving, time begins helping you instead of hurting you. When money flows, even slowly, time transforms from a burden into an ally. This is where the rule of 72 becomes more than a mathematical trick. It becomes a lens that shows you how motion transforms time itself. It reveals how long it takes your money to double, and why some people experience wealth acceleration while others feel like they're stuck waiting forever. Cash flow is the force that activates the timeline. Think about water. Water stored in a bucket goes nowhere. It sits still, safe, contained, unchanged. It doesn't matter how much water you have. If it isn't moving, it isn't shaping anything. Water flowing through a river, however, reshapes entire landscapes. It carves paths through rock, nourishes entire ecosystems, and gains speed and force the farther it travels. Money works exactly the same way. When your money sits, whether in a checking account, a low-yield savings account, or scattered across small, unfocused efforts, it behaves like still water, calm, predictable and contained, but incapable of creating meaningful change. Still, money reflects effort without progress. But when money flows, even slowly, it begins to shape your future cash flow, directed toward investments, toward assets, toward systems that produce value. Starts a compounding rhythm that becomes stronger with time. It creates financial movement that eventually becomes financial acceleration. This is why someone earning an average income but directing money with intention can build more wealth than someone earning far more but leaving their money idle. The difference isn't income, it's direction, it's rhythm, it's motion. It's the willingness to give money a job instead of letting it sleep. And most importantly, it's time compounding that movement. Flow gives money a heartbeat. Motion gives it a timeline. Direction gives it power. Once you understand this, you stop asking how much do I have and start asking what is my money doing. That shift alone can change your entire financial life. I once spoke with someone who had been saving diligently for over a decade. Month after month, he added money to his savings account, never missing a contribution, never overspending, and never allowing himself to drift off course. He was proud of his consistency, proud of the sacrifice, proud of the discipline it took to maintain such control. But when he finally stepped back and evaluated 10 years of effort, the number staring back at him felt painfully small compared to everything he had poured into the process. His voice was steady, but the disappointment underneath was unmistakable. "I feel like I've been running on a treadmill for a decade," he said, "moving, but going nowhere." And that moment stayed with me because he wasn't angry about money. He was discouraged by time, discouraged that the years he gave to his responsibilities had not given anything back. When we dug deeper, the truth emerged. His mistake wasn't discipline, it wasn't effort, it wasn't sacrifice, it was direction. He had perfected the art of storing money, but never learned the art of moving it. So, we made one simple shift. We redirected a portion of his savings, not all of it, not dramatically, just a portion, toward assets that created cash flow. And the emotional difference was profound. For the first time, he wasn't waiting for money to grow. He could see it moving. He could feel it working. He told me for the first time in years, "It feels like time is on my side." And that's the moment everything changed for him. Not because he earned more, not because he discovered a secret, but because he discovered movement cash flow changes the way you experience time. When money sits, every month feels like pressure. You feel behind, like you're always trying to catch up. You feel anxious about the future, uncertain about the present, and quietly frustrated that the timeline of your life and the timeline of your money never seem to match. But when money flows, even in small amounts, it transforms the emotional relationship you have with time. Instead of feeling like you're waiting for progress, you begin to feel like you're building it. Instead of watching months pass with no visible change, You start noticing momentum. You stop counting how much you have and start focusing on what your money is doing. And that shift is powerful. It takes you out of survival mode and into strategic mode. Suddenly, your future doesn't depend on waiting. It depends on the rhythm you've created. This is exactly where the rule of 72 becomes transformative. Most people see it as a formula, but in reality, it's a mirror, one that reflects how your decisions interact with time. It tells you how long it takes your money to double based on the movement you create. Without cash flow, the rule of 72 is a piece of trivia. With cash flow, it becomes a roadmap. It becomes a timeline you can influence. It becomes evidence that even small intentional movement can compound into something meaningful. And when you realize this, the fear of falling behind begins to fade. Because now you understand that wealth is not about speed. It's about direction, rhythm, and alignment with time. Before we move on, let me share something we're building for you. The Mindful Money Lab Command Center. It's a simple but powerful Google Sheet system designed to give you clarity over your entire financial life. It organizes your income, your monthly cash flow, your net worth, your savings rate, and even your financial milestones into a single, beautifully structured dashboard. But the real value isn't the numbers, it's the rhythm. The Command Center shows you how your money moves in real time. You'll see where you're losing momentum, where you're gaining traction, and where small adjustments can create massive long-term impact. It's like switching from guessing to navigating with a map. You'll know exactly where you stand and what direction you're heading in. You can join the early access waitlist below and lock in an exclusive discount. Now, here's a principle that matters more than most people realize. Build rhythm before you chase results. People break themselves trying to force big jumps in their finances, but the people who quietly succeed are the ones who protect their rhythm. They know stability builds confidence, and confidence builds momentum. So, protect peace before profit. Build margins before moments. Every meaningful change in your financial life will come from consistent movement, not sudden miracles. Cash flow isn't about being aggressive. It's about being intentional. So, if there's one message you take away today, let it be this. Saving is the foundation, but cash flow is the engine. It's the part of the process that turns time into an ally instead of an enemy. It's what transforms effort into momentum. It's what makes your financial future feel like something you're actively building, not something you're quietly waiting for. And when you understand this, you approach money differently. You don't ask, how fast can I grow? You ask, how consistently can I move? You don't panic when progress feels slow. You don't compare your timeline to someone else's. You focus on direction, rhythm, alignment, and little by little, time begins amplifying your decisions. That's the real power of cash flow. It gives meaning to the years ahead. It gives structure to your choices. It gives purpose to your effort. If you found value today, I highly recommend watching my next video. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel. And before you go, which stage of the wealth ladder are you currently in? Comment your number below. Until next time, stay consistent, stay patient, and stay winning. See you in the next one, Money Magician.